From the quiet streets of Atkinson, New Hampshire, to the polished marble floors of the White House, Karoline Leavitt's story is one that captures the American fascination with power, ambition, and transformation. At just 27 years old, she has risen through the ranks of American conservatism with a velocity few could match, securing her place in history as the youngest White House press secretary ever appointed. Her journey from small-town roots to Washington elite is as much about grit and belief as it is about timing and opportunity, a narrative that blurs the lines between politics and personal destiny. But beyond the speeches and sharp rhetoric lies a woman navigating fame, faith, and family while building a life most could only imagine. Born Karoline Claire Leavitt on August 24, 1997, she grew up in a modest Catholic household where hard work was not a choice but a way of life. Her parents, who ran a used truck dealership and a local ice cream shop, instilled in her the importance of persistence, responsibility, and independence, qualities that would come to define her later career. At Central Catholic High School, she was a standout athlete, earning an athletic scholarship to St. Anselm College, where she joined the Division II softball team. But it wasn't on the field that she made her mark. It was in the world of ideas. As her classmates debated the trending politics of the time, Leavitt stood firm in her convictions, using the college newspaper to defend then-President Donald Trump's policies and call out what she viewed as a growing bias in mainstream media. Those early writings didn't just make her a polarizing voice on campus. They caught the attention of conservative media circles. One internship at Fox News gave her a front-row seat to the machinery of right-wing media strategy, but the defining moment came when she landed a coveted internship in the White House Office of Presidential Correspondence during Trump's presidency. What began as an internship turned into a calling. Immersed in the rhythms of national politics, she observed firsthand how power was negotiated, how messages were shaped, and how the press could make, or break, a narrative. When she graduated in 2019 with a degree in communications and political science, she became the first in her family to earn a college degree, and within months, she returned to the White House, not as an intern this time, but as an assistant press secretary. Under then Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany, Leavitt learned the delicate art of navigating the media's firestorms. Her role demanded precision and loyalty, qualities she carried into her next political chapter. When the Trump administration ended in 2021, Leavitt transitioned seamlessly to Capitol Hill, joining Representative Elise Stefanik as communications director. Stefanik, a rising Republican powerhouse herself, became both mentor and ally, guiding Leavitt as she refined her political instincts and built a reputation as one of the GOP's youngest strategic minds. But Leavitt wasn't content to remain behind the scenes. In 2022, she made her first bold leap into elected politics, announcing her candidacy for Congress in New Hampshire's 1st District. Though she ultimately lost the race, the campaign electrified conservative voters and caught the attention of political heavyweights. Her unapologetic style, direct, unflinching, and often combative, earned her endorsements from figures like Senator Ted Cruz and Representative Lauren Boebert. The media often painted her as a mini-Trump, a comparison she neither denied nor shied away from. For Leavitt, aligning herself with Trump wasn't just a strategy, it was a statement of belief. Her loyalty paid off. In 2023, she became the national spokesperson for Make America Great Again Incorporated, a powerful super PAC helmed by Taylor Budowich. In this position, she became a familiar face on conservative news outlets, deftly defending Trump's policies and countering the narratives of his critics. Her messaging was sharp, often viral, and occasionally controversial. Judges cited her statements in rulings related to Trump's attempts to halt federal funding, a clear sign of how deeply her words were intertwined with the national conversation. Then came the call that would change everything. Following Trump's successful re-election in November 2024, Leavitt was named the incoming White House press secretary, taking office on January 20, 2025. At 27, she shattered records, stepping into a role historically occupied by seasoned political veterans. As the 36th individual to serve in that position, and the youngest ever, she symbolized a new era of conservative media strategy. Her salary, reported at $180,000 per year, reflected the prestige of her post, but it was her power to shape the administration's message that truly defined her influence. Almost immediately, Leavitt began redefining how the White House engaged with the public. She opened press access to independent journalists and digital media figures, a move seen as both innovative and controversial. It blurred traditional lines between formal journalism and influencer-driven commentary, positioning her as a key architect of Trump's digital-first communication approach. Behind the polished podium and sharp suits, however, lay a young woman balancing immense political responsibility with a personal life that was quickly becoming just as public. Away from the flashing cameras, Leavitt's home life paints a picture of quiet elegance. Her Washington, D.C. residence, a craftsman-style colonial built in 2003, stands as both a refuge and reflection of her refined taste. Blending traditional charm with modern comfort, the home features French doors that open to a private deck, perfect for hosting small gatherings of political allies or close friends. Inside, the heart of the house lies in its spacious kitchen, fitted with sleek countertops, stainless steel appliances, and a classic farmhouse sink that ties function to simplicity. Every detail, from the built-in cabinetry to the warm lighting, mirrors Leavitt's dual identity, part power broker, part homemaker. The living areas flow into a basement-turned-recreational space, often described by insiders as her escape zone. Whether it's for quiet reading, late-night planning sessions, or time with family, it's a place far removed from the chaos of political life. On the second floor, the bedrooms offer both privacy and comfort, an oasis above the constant buzz of Washington. Leavitt's public appearances often draw attention not just for her words but for her style. At her first press briefing on January 28, 2025, she wore a burgundy suit valued around $150, paired with Jimmy Choo heels worth over $700. But it was her cross necklace that became the centerpiece, a quiet yet powerful nod to her faith and upbringing. Her wardrobe choices, simple yet assertive, have become symbolic of her approach to politics. Traditional values presented with modern flair. Behind the polished image, however, is a deeply personal story of love and family. Leavitt's relationship with Nicholas Riccio, a seasoned real estate investor significantly older than her, became public in late 2023 when she announced their engagement on Christmas Day, calling it the best Christmas of her life. Their relationship, reportedly sparked at a political event in New Hampshire, drew its share of media scrutiny, but the couple chose to keep much of their life private. They married quietly, away from the public gaze, and welcomed their first child, a son, in July 2024. Riccio, with decades of experience in real estate and business, has been a stabilizing presence in her fast-paced world. Friends close to the couple describe their dynamic as a balance of ambition and support. Two driven individuals navigating different worlds but united by mutual respect. Despite their age difference, they share similar values rooted in faith, family, and success. Together, they've cultivated a lifestyle that blends political prominence with personal grounding, a delicate balance few in Washington manage to achieve. As of 2025, Leavitt's net worth is estimated at around $6 million, bolstered by her government salary, private investments, and the financial security that comes with her husband's established career. Yet those close to her insist that money has never been her motivation. For Karoline Leavitt, success has always been about influence, about being seen and heard in a space where young women, especially conservative ones, have historically been sidelined. Her story, still unfolding, represents both a generational shift and a reflection of America's evolving political landscape. She's part of a new wave of conservative leaders who merge social media savvy with ideological conviction, appealing to younger voters disillusioned with establishment politics. Whether she's behind the podium fielding sharp questions from reporters or home with her family planning the next chapter, one thing is clear: Karoline Leavitt's rise is no accident. It's the product of persistence, calculated risk, and unshakable faith in her vision for America, and for herself. As her influence continues to grow, so too does the fascination surrounding her personal life. Admirers see her as a symbol of modern conservative empowerment, while critics view her as a mirror of Trump's unapologetic political playbook. But love her or hate her, Leavitt has mastered the art of staying relevant, embodying the fusion of media, power, and personality that defines 21st-century politics. The question now is where she goes from here. Will her tenure as press secretary be the pinnacle of her career, or merely the prelude to something greater, perhaps even a run for office of her own? For a woman who has defied odds and rewritten expectations at every turn, it seems unlikely that she'll fade quietly into political history. What do you think of Karoline Leavitt's meteoric rise? Is she the future face of conservative politics or just the latest product of Trump-era influence? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the lives of America's most fascinating figures.